I was bullied because I was a bedwetter in school. 2 minutes later, this evil girl told me to throw away her poo. Ew! They told me to lie down on the floor and they swept on me. What? It's in your Chinwe from... Oh, this person is calling out someone. What is your worst experience with a bully in school? I dressed the part. I lost my voice. Hi guys, welcome to the very first part of Times with Perpetua. You see what I did there with the P. So I think I'll be calling you guys pals. You know, pals means like friends and it starts with a P. Wow. You get it. So here I get to read about people's past life experiences. Some of my followers sent me their stories. The very first question I asked was, what was your worst experience with a bully? As you can see, I'm dressed the part. Boarding school wear, because bullying happens mostly in boarding school. Yes, mostly. It happens in day school. In fact, it happens everywhere. But like, see boarding house bullying, it's another level on its own. I was bullied a lot in school. Like, I don't think you can actually escape it. I don't think there's anybody that will say they've not been bullied before. Are there? Maybe. Especially if you attended a boarding school. They show me pepper in school. Pepper. Like, it's not even the normal bullying of just go and fetch a bucket of water for me. It was worse. Yeah, so let's get to it. You guys, thank you for sending me your stories. Like, I did not even expect I would get any. And I'm glad I got. So the very first one I'll be reading is, hi, love your videos, by the way. I want to tell you how a senior hated me just because I was friends with a boy she liked in school. Really? She was a set ahead of me in senior school and would always pick on me, especially when she was in SS3 and became a prefect. I never asked her why she hated me so much, but I always knew it was because of the boy she liked, whom she eventually started dating in SS3. I never stopped being friends with him though, but after all the way she acted towards me, she didn't even last long with the boy. Ooh. Hello, a senior always made me wash her clothes in boarding house then, including her underwears. I was practically her servant in school. I did it till she graduated. What? When I think about it sometimes, I become upset. I wish I never let her use me like that. She's happily married with kids. Ooh, can't believe she's living happily after traumatizing somebody. Oh, it's crazy. Okay, another story. I want to talk about a senior Chinwe from, oh, this person is calling out someone, from FGGC. FGGC is Federal Girls now. Okay? Federal Girls, what's the other G? Federal Girls College, I mean, FGGC, I don't know. My name is Federal Girls College. Wherever she is, she will never be happy for how she treated juniors in school. Oh, very wicked. I will never forget how she made me kneel on hot gravel for hours just because of contraband, which she even started using. Oh man, I was just in GSS1 while she was in GSS3, while she was in SS3. I can't forget. Oh, I'm sorry you went through that. I remember when I brought contraband in school then. It was meat pie. We're not supposed to bring meat pie in school then because the junior school I attended, like, provisions were not allowed because they provided us with like anything, snacks or whatever. So we just resumed and I brought meat pie and some other snacks. Do you know that some seniors actually took the snacks from me and they punished me and reported me for bringing contraband? Like, oh man. Another story. Hello, I want to be anonymous, please, because this is embarrassing. I was bullied because I was a bedwetter in school. Can imagine. I can imagine. All throughout junior school, I would bedwet almost every night. I won't forget when my bunkmates made me carry my mattress on my head. My bunkmate was in SS3 and a prefect. She was very wicked to me and she was always embarrassing me whenever I bedwetted. She would insult me and punish me. She would call me smelly and even once wrote I am a pig and made me kneel and hold it. Oh my god, seniors were fond of this in school. I was actually trying my best to stop bedwetting, but it happened a lot. I wanted to leave boarding school because the embarrassment was just too much. One day I forgot to take my mattress out and she made me carry it on my head outside while standing under the sun. That's so embarrassing. I was just crying. I was so ashamed when I saw my friends and they kept telling me sorry. I was in JSS1 then. When she graduated, I was so happy. I hated her for what she did to me. Oh, I'm so sorry you went through that. See, JSS1, we're babies. Like some people were actually 9 years, 10 years, some even 8. So I would understand if you were still bedwetting then and you just did not have a nice roommate. Like, that's just it. So she was just being mean, telling you to carry your mattress on your head outside. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Hi, Perpetua. I'm so happy to get to share my story, especially now that I have moved on from the trauma. So, in my GSS1, a class boy bullied me because of my look. Oh my God. Really? And this is a mixed school. So, there were a lot of instances, but today, let me tell you one that still stuck with me. So I was in the class one afternoon during break, sitting alone, and I overheard them telling my crush that year that so out of all the fresh girls in the class, now that black girl will resemble old man, you won't like. Oh my god. I'm so sorry for that. Some people can be so mean. Like these were kids. Like, how could you be so mean? Oh. Apparently my crush liked me too, and they decided to pour sand and sniper inside my carry. Oh. In class that day, I wanted to melt on my seat, and they purposely came close to my seat to make that comment too. After I felt terrible and wanted to leave, they went ahead to block the door. Oh my God, will judge those boys. Oh, thank God I don't glow up. If not, waiting, I won't tell my enemies. Yes. Some stories are so long. Like, relax. Let me read you this one. Hello, I have a bully story to share. Please keep me anonymous. So in secondary school, I was literally bullied every year because I was a very quiet and gentle person. However, this particular situation stood out. When I was in GSS3, my classmates, especially guys, were perpetual bullies to the core. At some point, I decided to argue back at them since we were mates. Well, on one of the occasions, one of them punched my left 2 to 3 times and my eye was swollen. When it happened, I didn't initially know what happened. I only know I saw stars. Oh, so sorry. I literally went unconscious for a few minutes, and when I came back awake, I was on the floor, and my classmates told me my eye was swollen. Like, really? I legit thought I'll be able to see with that eye again, but then the devil is a liar. Anyway, I was taken to the school clinic for treatment and they just gave me Panadol for the pain. I mean, typical. Like, they're fond of doing that. Like, Panadol for everything, Panadol for catastrophe. The most annoying part was supposed to be not only the fact that this guy punched me, it was the fact that he lied to his mother and his mother called me. And when I thought she wanted to apologize, she started insulting, threatening and berating me, saying her son told her that I insulted her and her entire generation, even as she saw what her son did to me. No remorse, nothing. And I didn't insult the guy. Oh. Well, luckily, I was a day student and I went home. My mom obviously didn't find it funny. She couldn't believe it was her daughter. When I told her about the bullying earlier, she told me to stand up for myself since we were mates. Oh, you guys were mates. Stand up for yourself, very important. Fast forward to the next day, my mom stormed into the school with me, and this bully that usually comes early came very late that day. And As soon as he saw my mom and I, he started running back to the gate. I informed the principal that he was the one. Well, to cut the long story short, we were sent to the school disciplinary committee for them to address the issue a few weeks later. And I brought a witness, which was one of my friends. Also, I was referred to an ophthalmologist and given medication plus eye drop, and the eye healed within a week. Also, after the disciplinary committee session, the school just closed the matter and didn't do mm, anything to the bully. And that's very wrong. Weeks went by, and when nothing was still done, my mom came with police to the school. And it was only at that time that they suspended the guy for just 3 days, claiming it was because of exams. It wasn't such a satisfactory punishment, but at least it was better than nothing. Guys, don't ask me why I'm eating this. I mean, we're talking about pastimes here. And I remember I ate this a lot in school. Like a Sarah and Gala. Oh my god. I ate this a lot in school. You guys, do you remember when Gala meat used to stand on its own? Like, Gala meat you can stand on its own. If you peel the whole back, the meat will be standing on its own like full meat. This is Gala now. Let's see whether the meat will stand on its own. Where is the meat? Where is the meat? Will it stand on its own? I can't even bring anything out. Hi! Chineke me o. Chai. This combination. Anytime I was going back to boarding school, I would always buy this on the road. Hi! This is just bread and like a Sarah meeting. This is not gala, this is ga. It's not complete. What? Gala that stand on its own. I'll save the meat for last. There's nothing to save here. Hi! There was this girl in my secondary school. Everyone was afraid of her. Her name was Akpewe. Akpewe. I think it's Akpewe. She was in yellow hostel. Everyone in the school was so scared of her. This girl was very harsh. Anytime she's walking, junior students who are about 10 to 15 feet away are running already because she's always shouting. If you don't walk fast and she meets you, she'll slap you. In brackets, very hot slap. She was so feared. Even when junior students would report her, she won't fear the school authority. If you report her, it's even worse because she will call you back and beat the living daylight out of you. In fact, the more you reported her, the more wicked she became. So this particular day, she changed her hostel to my hostel. And guess what? She was in the same room as me. I just knew I was dead at that time. I was in JSS2 while she was in SS3. You know the worst part? Reverend sisters put her as the house captain of that my hostel, which was Purple House. So when she became my roommate, I suffered a lot, not just from her hand, but from all my roommates because I was the only junior student in that room. I was always given baskets of clothes to wash. I can imagine. Really, how can you even be the only junior student in a room full of seniors? I won't survive. I was always cleaning. I was even bullied for my uniform. I had nothing to wear. One day, all my roommates beat me so bad just because I did not sweep. They told me to lie down on the floor and they swept on me. What? I cried a lot that day. It was so bad. I almost took my own life. Oh my God. That midnight, the time was 3 a.m. Akpewe woke me up. I was extremely tired. She told me to fetch her bucket of water. I was so upset, but I did not have an option, so I fetched the water. As I was about to climb my bed, I saw her pouring in the bucket of water in the room. Ew! What? I was surprised, but I just had to mind my business. 2 minutes later, this evil girl told me to throw away her poo. Ew!
What?
I was so upset. After I did, I cried and climbed my bed. The next morning was mass. After I took my bath, I was about to leave hostel. She told me to wait and do things for her. While she was dressing up ahead, told me to check her wardrobe for her beret. I checked it and told her I could not find it. She told me to check again and make sure. So I did. When I checked this time around, I found it and gave it to this demon. See the hot slap she gave me on my face. Ouch. This slap was very heavy. My face was red. I even had problems hearing that week. Like, really? I'm sure there were like other juniors that you bullied, and God knows their stories. Just God knows how you treated them. Like, oh God, mothers, please raise your children to be nice. Hi, I just wanted to tell you about one senior Ruth that made me sit on the floor to eat at the dining hall just because I mistakenly stepped on her leg. Oh, she was the dining hall captain in SS3. Always SS3. Like, I don't know, when they get to that SS3, they become something else. I won't forget that day because that was one of the most embarrassing day of my life. The painful part was just because of a mistake because I was rushing to the dining hall. I didn't know she was behind me when I missed a step and matched her leg. She shouted at me and told me to follow her to her table. While she ate on the table, I was on the floor next to her, eating my own food. I was laughed at and some pitied me. I couldn't even finish my food because of how embarrassing it was. I hope she sees this and remembers, but she may not remember because I was just one of the plenty juniors she treated awfully in school. So sad. I hope bullying has reduced now in school. I really hope it has reduced now. It was very bad then. I hope it's better now, please. And parents, please teach your children love, kindness. Okay? Charity begins at home. So please, just teach them not to be bullies. And for those that shared your stories, thank you so much. And I'm sure it took you a lot of courage to share that with me. And I'm really grateful that you were able to be vulnerable. I hope you've moved on from your traumas. And for the bullies, I hope you've changed. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm so grateful. This is our very first episode. I call it episode or part. Please make sure you like and subscribe and comment. I'll be sharing another topic soon, which I will end up reading again in another episode. So thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one with more stories. Bye.